Hey everyone, so I'm here with a almost 1 month update. This is actually day 25 of growing this. You can see that my garden is growing pretty well. Everything has sprouted. The dill has gone crazy in the past week. The basil also has as well, especially the Thai basil. You can take a look; it's really growing here. Uh, this dill definitely is. I'm going to do just a little bit of harvesting with the dill and the basil, not a whole lot. What you want to do is just cut it at the juncture. You don't want to cut too much off. When you cut it off at the juncture, it's going to kind of encourage the plant to bush out more compared to just growing upwards. That's what I'm shooting for here. And you never want to take off more than I think they say about 2/3, or maybe it's a third of the limb, or it just won't grow back. I'm not going to do any major pruning. I'm just kind of pruning it back just a little bit to kind of match my basil a little bit. And then same with the basil, you kind of want to do it right at the juncture where you'll see a couple sprouts coming out on either side of it. I'm going to cut just a little bit above that, and this is going to encourage those sprouts to kind of grow outward and instead of upward, and we'll get a little bit better growth on this. And you can wait till it grows just a little bit taller if you like. They recommend that you start doing it at about 6 inches or so. But I'm gonna get enough out of this for a dish or two, so that's pretty cool. And with the growth that it's been doing in the past week or so, it's definitely going to give me plenty. It's going to give me more than what I actually need here in the near future. Now I just need that thyme and that parsley to kind of catch up a little bit. My camera's having a little bit of focusing issues with that light above it. It's so bright. Next, we want to do some monthly maintenance. So, once a month, you're supposed to change out the water. You're also supposed to trim up the roots and everything. You just pop this little top off here. You definitely see the roots are growing. I have a little sheet pan I'm going to pop it on while I clean it out. And you can see the roots are starting to kind of bind and grow together too, which you kind of want it to avoid. So I'm going to try to trim that up just a little bit. I'm not going to cut a lot off the roots. I just kind of want to keep them from getting a little too wild. You don't want them to get into your pump and everything as well. We'll go ahead and take the base off, unplug your pump, and then I'm going to go ahead and dump this out and put some fresh water in. All right, we replaced the water. We're going to go ahead and get this set back up. You also want to replug in the pump. Next, we're going to take a look at these roots here. I do want to kind of try to untangle this a little bit, trim up just a little. I don't want to trim up too much. And then the roots for the thyme and the parsley, they're still itty bitty. The ones for the basil have kind of gotten a little crazy. I'm going to trim off just the bottom part. You don't want to take away too many roots. You don't want to shock it horribly. And you want to make sure there's plenty of roots there. It's going to survive after you do a trimming. I'm going to try to untangle this a little bit. Then I'll go ahead and trim off just a little bit more now that I've untangled it. Just kind of the stragglers. There we go. We've cleaned it up a bit. Now we want to go ahead and get it placed back into the base. Pretty easy maintenance. Doesn't take very long. We've done this in under 5 minutes. Plus, I was recording at the same time. We didn't take a whole lot of roots from it, but we did get it cleaned up a little bit there. Don't forget, we need to also place our plant food back in. So for this harvest one, you need to do 2 capfuls. You're supposed to do that every 2 weeks. Lower the light back down just a couple inches from the tallest plant. All right, so I'm going to get a little bit, try to do a little bit of a close up here. Got to show you where I trimmed at the junctures and everything. You see in between the leaves here, try to block out a little bit of that light, but right between these little sprouts. Overall, everything looks great. I'm actually pretty impressed with this garden. It's been growing quite a bit better than I thought it would.